Okay, so it's been a while since I've done one of these again, so sorry about the, I guess, time in between videos, but without boring you guys with the details, I guess I'll get straight into the core of the video today, which is Shadow Slave. And I know there's a really good video that's already been done before, which is right here on the screen right now, and I'd highly encourage you guys to check it out as well because um, I don't remember the name of the YouTuber right away, but he went into the details of the novel in terms of the lore and the setup of it. And I thought it was a great video, but the thing that it failed to mention or really like I guess didn't go into detail about was just more or so about like the characters and other things that like make the story good. In the video, he goes over the power system and the lore, like the wars that would have happened way before the beginning of the novel. But afterwards, he doesn't really talk about much, whether it's for, I guess, like spoiler or whatever. But I guess, like in this video, I'll do the opposite. Immediately, the first thing that sticks out to me in terms of what makes this novel really special and not really like any other novel is the main character who just feels the most like realistic that I have ever read. I mean, he is more on the like, I guess, mentally deranged and not very stable side. But I mean, in this day and age, who really has like mental stability? I mean, you have to be pretty well off to have a stable state of mind in this day and age where you're just consuming loads and loads of like shorts, TikToks. Even if you're not on TikTok, you're probably on Instagram or like literally right now on YouTube right now where like shorts are being heavily pushed out. And I guess like with the main character being this like not really like nutcase, but like he himself is like really not sure on like who he is or what he is. Like in the beginning, he like is portrayed as this main character that's like he knows what he's doing, he's scheming, he's cunning, he has everything in his hands, but it's made very clear like how I guess like unrealistic this point of view that our main character Sunny had of himself was. And in this novel, just straight up, there is no one else that gets like hit as hard as our main character. He is literally always like being kicked down. Everything he has gotten is literally gotten by like the skin of his teeth or however the saying goes, because everything in this novel, just as I think it was Psycho said, everything in this novel that the main character earns, oh man, does he have to fight for it. Like there's nothing that he gets for free, and even when he gets it, you're like even in the first like I guess like trial that he goes through, you're just like weighing what he had to go through and what he got, and like just really questioning if all that like effort was actually even worth it, because like when he gets his like reward, he would have probably been better off without it. And if you've already, I guess, like read the novel, you're probably either agreeing with me or not agreeing with me. But well, obviously, either you agree or not. Um, but yeah, just to surmise, the main character, if you're expecting this to be a novel where it's like Fang Yuan or Klein from Lord of the Mysteries, where they do take L's, but they immediately learn from it and they, I guess, just start conquering the world because of that. It's not like that. Even though the main character does learn and he takes L's and he learns from them and tries to adapt better from them, it's like the author is like, no, that is not enough. Like you're still going to get kicked because even though you've learned from this mistake, not everyone is going to target you using that same flaw that you had in the past. And I'm talking a lot about like how the main character, I guess, just gets kicked down a lot and he has to like earn everything. But this novel isn't like a like masochist novel where the main character never wins, he never gets any dubs or whatever, and he's just getting constantly kicked down. I mean, that does happen, but um it's not to the point where you're just like, damn, this is like depressing as hell, I want to read something else. But then again, even that, like, it does get depressing as hell sometimes. But the novel kind of, I guess, just like balances it off sometimes, because like this is like genuinely one of the few novels that have made me laugh. Um, and I mean, I don't know how much of an accomplishment that is, but yeah, it's it has humor to balance it off, and like nothing really feels I guess like unnecessary, like Sunny being kicked down constantly. That doesn't feel like it's just there to artificially, I guess, like make the story seem more cruel, dreadful, or whatever. It is done tastefully. It feels in line with the story, it feels realistic, and it just like overall just tells a good story. I would love to talk more about Sunny and his character and just like um, everything that I like love about it, but I want to keep this short and brief so people can like get the whole gist of things. Maybe I'll make another video talking more in depth about this, but like for now, I'll just like stop talking about Sunny and move on to like stuff that also makes this novel good, which would be next the side characters and how they're also like on par with Sunny himself, because a very like big aspect of the novel is also the side characters. And at times, even though like some readers may really hate this, the main character Sunny does get outshined by some characters at points in the novel, where instead of Sunny really making like the, I guess, like choices and making the initiating moves, it's really side characters that make the moves, and Sunny just really plays a second fiddle. And a very, very apparent case of this is in the first major arc, where Sunny just, I guess, like lets this character named Nephis take the leader role, as he just follows her around because she's stronger than him, is more technical with him in terms of fighting, and he like just learns from her, while she also learns from him in more ways than one. Something that I did have a problem with with the novel and the side characters was of just like how it was filled to the brim with female characters aside from the main character, which is just like a common trope that I've noticed a lot in novels that I've read, where the author is just like afraid of adding male characters that are not the main character for some reason. But I thought this novel would be the same, but later on we get like this, oh thank god, but just like one singular male character, and he, I guess, like makes the novel better because he's just like this like ride or die bro that's like just there with Sunny. But yeah, the side characters, they're also a very like bright and shining part of the novel. The villains, in terms of like direct villains that have been in the story so far, I don't really think it is a shining piece of the, I guess, novel, because like even though the main villain for the first major arc is, I guess, like very intimidating and dreadful, the thing about Shadow Slave is that the villains and who the threats are to our main character Sunny is very like very murky, because for Sunny everyone is kind of his like, I guess, enemy. So what I was trying to get at is to say that in terms of villains, there's more than one in an arc, and there are just multiple at a time. So there isn't like this scary villain, but there are multiple villains and multiple, I guess, like maybe even friends that you might have thought they were friends, but they just end up like just stabbing you in the back. Um, but yeah, that was like, I guess, like a rundown of the side characters. If you're asking, I guess, like if you've already read the novel and want my opinion on who are my favorite side characters, it's probably Kai at the top, maybe Rain second, maybe Effie third, maybe Nephis fourth, and maybe Cassie fifth. If you're like on the first couple of chapters and wondering why Cassie, this nice little girl, is like in fifth place, is because I just don't like her. I don't know why, I just don't like her. But aside from uh, that, in terms of world building, this novel has got to have one of the most creative, world buildings that I have seen in novels. Just in the overworld alone, which I use to, I guess, like refer to the Nexus or the actual world that the main characters live in. Even there's a bunch of world building in terms of wars that have happened for resources, in terms of like, I guess, just how people live their day-to-day lives. Like, for example, in this world, clean air is like a privilege. If you're poor, you won't be able to have clean air. You literally have to buy air from O'Hare. Aside from the overworld, I guess, the dream worlds, they're also like just very creative in how they're depicted. The stages for each like dream trial, that like each nightmare that the main character goes through, it's like so unique. I haven't like seen them before. There's literally like the Aether biome from Minecraft in this uh in this story. Like the first dream nightmare, whatever thingy that the main character goes to, like it's like a labyrinth filled with like coral, and at night the sun goes down. Wow, that is creative. But as soon as the sun goes down, like a dark like water just like floods the whole world, and there's like endless like sea monsters, abominations, like things that could like kill you in a blink of an eye. And as soon as the sun rises up, the water is afraid of the sun and it just like goes away. And the reason for this is like later explained in lore and stuff, which I'll leave for you guys to, I guess, like discover yourself. But yeah, towards the end, I kind of lost focus and started to talk about Minecraft and all that gist. But if I have to say anything, I guess, read Shadow Slave now. It is amazing. If you can't tell by just how enthusiastic I am when I'm talking about it, it is great. Some people, I guess, constantly compare this with like Lord of the Mysteries. They're like, "Oh guys, is this better than Lord of the Mysteries? Is this like the new um honestly, I think that you don't really have to compare one or another and like, or like even defend one or the other, make the other look better or whatever. I think like people just need to like chill. You can like more than one thing like at the same time. You can like two things without having to compare them at all. In fact, you can even like three things without comparing them at all or putting one against the other. You can just like both of them. And if you're a Lord of the Mysteries fan and are like, I guess, just like saying, "No, man, Shadow Slave could not be better than like Lord of the Mysteries," I encourage you to try Shadow Slave because it has things that are unique about it, that are good, that Lord of the Mysteries simply doesn't have. For example, the main character, I feel like, is much more, I guess, like nuanced, fleshed out. Because in Lord of the Mysteries, the main appeal about the novel isn't really Klein, because he's more kind of like a clean paper slate of like a main character, whereas Sunny is much more messy. He's literally like a Rorschach test for readers, because some people like it, some people don't like it, some people hate it, some people love him, some people despise him, some people relate with him, some people have like, "He's literally me," like, comments about him. And if you're a Shadow Slave fan and don't know what Lord of the Mysteries is, then oh boy, do you need to try out Lord of the Mysteries, because Lord of the Mysteries is also really good. And I feel like instead of like fighting against like each other, I think novel readers need to just like chillax and just like make friends. Cause if you make friends, you don't have to make videos like this discussing about Shadow Slave or Lord of the Mysteries or stuff, and you can talk with people, and people are really cool people to talk to. So I'll just end the video with, guys, don't be dicks, be friends with each other, be nice, and have a good day. Try out new novels, even though you think you might not like it, which is why I'm probably gonna try My Vampire Diary